What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Stoppage Time Stooges. Andrew here with Jacob, Christian, Ricardo. We're all okay, I think, except for Christian and me, and I think just the two of us.
Jacob's in the best mood.
I mean,
Jake,
this guy,
isn't that crazy?
His team loses one game, and the sky is falling. Oh my god!
It was 6-1.
I'm not talking about Andrew. I'm talking about.
No.
The sky was falling.
I'm fine, kind of. Even though I just said I'm not.
If you talked about
mixed.
Saturday, I wasn't.
At least Madrid beat Girona. I mean,
Exactly.
We're chilling. I'm okay. That's number one priority. But Brighton, didn't look too good. But Brighton is not going to be the talk of this episode. Who cares that they lost 6-1 to Villa?
And to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup.
We're not talking about that. That didn't happen. The Carabao Cup is a Mickey Mouse EFL Cup. Mickey Mouse. Enjoy it. Enjoy your bowl cup. Anyways.
I'll take it. It's a trophy. I don't care. It's a trophy.
Okay.
I don't give a damn.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Christian, I think all attention should go to you as the one Liverpool fan here. How are you feeling?
If you talked to me on Saturday, I was going to be in a pretty bad mood. My views on what occurred at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday are much different. What are we, 72 hours later now? Or maybe even further. But I guess I'll start off. In the moment, I was not pleased with Curtis Jones' decision on the red card. Now, I think it's pretty clear. I'm sure all three of you will agree with me. He went for the ball, slightly touched it, but, I mean, when you put studs into someone's ankle, I mean, how can you really go against that decision? So, in the moment, didn't like it. Now, right decision. Totally fine with the appeal being declined, so he's going to miss 3 games. I'll go right to Jota. I don't think it was 2 yellows. I'm shocked that both of them were. I'm blanking which one was which, whether the order of those two, but I don't think Jota should have been sent off. That's maybe an undecided opinion amongst discourse. I don't know, but one of those red cards was correct. I don't think the other one wasn't. As for the Luis Diaz goal, I mean, I don't know if all three of you heard the audio yesterday, but I don't know how you pull that off and don't go back and – I mean, they could have stopped the game 15 seconds after they restarted it and then just said, okay, that goal was awarded. We made a mistake. And instead they decided to just say, you know what, we're going to go through with this, and costed Liverpool because Heung-min Son scored, I think, literally less than a minute or two later. And obviously we got back to 1-1 at halftime because Cody Gakpo scored. But I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. Maybe that's just me as a Liverpool fan who feels hard done by. But as for what's come out today, which is that Jurgen Klopp has asked for a potential replay, I don't think Spurs has done anything wrong in this situation. Obviously I wouldn't complain, but I think neutral-wise, if you're just talking as a fan of this game, Liverpool don't deserve a replay. As bad as they've been hard done by, Spurs did nothing wrong in this situation. They should take their 3 points and keep them because, frankly, what did they do wrong? The referees made a poor decision. That's it. It doesn't really make sense for me. And I think it also opens up a loophole for a lot of other teams going forward if they decide to have a replay, because every decision that goes wrong going forward, every manager's just going to say, oh, well, this went wrong. The referees made a bad decision and we deserve a replay. So I think it just creates so much chaos if we get that. I don't think we will, and I don't think we deserve one. But yeah, that's my opinion. Still very frustrated, but I mean, referees make mistakes. That one just happens to be a pretty substantial one. And luckily we have the audio for it. So I don't know if that's kind of the standpoint you guys expected out of me, but Jones deserved his red. Jota didn't. But no replay should be played. Absolutely not.
Christian, I'm so glad.
I'm actually flip-flopped on the who deserved the red and who didn't.
You actually think Jones didn't? Go ahead. Yeah,
this is my opinion. Jota, the second yellow, he's nowhere close to getting the ball. The ball's not even there. I think Jones touched the ball. I understand that he got his spikes or whatever the hell you call it in the guy's ankle, But the intent, it's all about, they keep mentioning intent when they talk about red cards. Was it malicious intent? Was it not? That's not, I'm sorry, it's not malicious. He's going for the ball. Now, Jota, again, you could question if it's enough to be a second yellow, but the facts are he made a slide tackle. The ball is not there. I mean, he takes the guy down and he just goes right at his feet. I mean, I'm sorry. That's, to me, enough to be a second yellow. And this idea that they need to replay the game, I mean,
give me a break.
I mean, this is spare me your freaking fake tears. Oh my god. Replay the game? Come on. I mean, this is not the Champions League final there's nothing really on the line. I mean, yes, it's an important game too, Big Six clubs, blah blah blah. But that is one of the dumbest things I have ever heard. I'm sorry. But no, I actually disagree. I don't think that the Jones tackle was as bad. Not that the Jota one was terrible, but I remember I watched it and I'm like, well, he didn't get the ball and he took him down, and it wouldn't, obviously it's not a straight red, but second yellow, maybe you could argue it's not enough to be a second yellow. That's a different debate, but I don't know. I think that the Jones was a yellow card. I don't think it's a red. I just don't.
Yeah, and I think I forgot to mention this too on the top. Spurs did not play well. I don't think. We were down. Liverpool was down to 9 men for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and at some points with 10 men, they were outplaying them.
I agree completely.
I think if Joel Matip doesn't have that own goal, Liverpool's celebrating that like it's 5 points. Like that was huge. And I think, internally for me, once I saw that City lost against Wolves, it felt like it was the perfect opportunity to go top of the table. So, I think that probably played into the whining, I would say, of Liverpool's support because, they felt that if they had won that game, they would have been top of the league and it would have felt like a big moment early in the season. But instead, Spurs, who maybe not going into the season was expected to do what they've done so far under Ange, are probably right there in that second tier of teams who could potentially make a push. I don't know if it can happen over a full 38-game season, but I just thought that Liverpool played well considering the circumstances, and that's probably why there was a lot of emotion involved in everything that happened after the game.
Here's my thing. VAR has done a lot right. It's done a lot right. This is one circumstance where it goes totally wrong from it wasn't even from the VAR standpoint. It was more a misunderstanding between the VAR referee and the referee on the field, on the pitch. But if we can't trust VAR anymore, it's time to bag it.
No.
Bag it, VAR.
Wow, that's not where I thought he was going.
Bag it.
That was one hell of a tease.
It's time. I don't know.
And replace it with what?
Go back to the way it was.
Go back to the old ways.
No.
Let's go back to the old ways.
I got to be honest. I don't even remember. It
not.
almost feels so long ago that it's been that stretch of time. I don't even remember what it was.
I'm mainly over-exaggerating. Do I actually want VAR
I was assuming, but...
No. But I saw the number of people that I saw on X who have said this take perplexes me.
Yeah.
There's so many people, mostly Liverpool fans, who want VAR, which is weird too, because it was going to be offsides anyways, who want VAR gone because of this situation. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The one instance where it goes wrong, and now you want VAR to be gone?
It's absurd.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
I was going livid, and I assume these are all troll Russian farm accounts because these can't be real people. These can't be real people, man. I couldn't believe it. But I want to make it clear that I'm not one of those people. That's why I had to make it very clear now that I'm not one of them.
If anything, Jacob would have had that take if that would happen to Chelsea. No. But
there's no team that. If there was a staffer leading the league in offside goals, oh my god, if the offside wasn't a thing, they'd win the league. I mean, they score so many offside goals, they win the damn league if the offside wasn't a thing.
But it's also a joke for Jurgen Klopp to ask to have the match replayed.
God.
Are you? I don't care, Jacob. I know you said if this was the Champions League final, different deal.
I wouldn't change my mind though. There's no replaying games.
Exactly.
It's
I
never
don't
been
care
done
if it's a
before.
Champions League final.
No.
I don't care if it's the Carabao Cup final. I don't care if it's Luton Town versus Wolves in the middle of November. You're not replaying this match.
No.
Absolutely, under no circumstances are you replaying this. Jurgen Klopp is a joke for saying that. He should take off his hoodie and throw his Liverpool cap away.
Put a suit on for crying out loud.
Put a suit on because he needs to get real. He needs to get serious.
No. You know,
just like Big Ange.
Yeah.
No, you know who needs to get real? It's the VAR officials, whoever's in charge of that. Because that was
that's also true.
No, but like seriously,
get real as well.
Like, come on, let's be real, guy. Like just any like somewhat like casual soccer fan. I mean, it's fine. Someone a bit more like into the sport, I guess. It's just like how does this turn into a miscommunication? Like, how do you mess this up like this bad? I just don't understand that. Like, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but like still VAR is supposed to get pretty much everything right. But like just common sense, like just talk to one another. Just like confirm something. Like say, I don't know, oh no, it's a goal, or to the match official on the pitch, or just make that clear. I don't know why it's not rocket science. Just say it. Like,
here's where most of my confusion comes from. After the VAR decision was announced by the referee on the pitch, why couldn't the VAR official tell the referee he got it wrong? That happens all the time in other sports, where the referee will announce something and then say, "Excuse me, it's actually." Like, come on.
It makes no sense.
Come on. Like, I don't know. It was the VAR official just like, okay, whatever. After that, like,
hey, did you hear the audio? I don't know.
I heard the audio. I know,
Yeah.
but like, you gotta step in after the VAR ruling was made on the pitch. What's preventing him from doing that? I don't get it. Especially when you have the audio that makes it abundantly clear that it wasn't supposed to be an offside.
Yeah.
Like, the VAR official would have been in the right if he just stepped in after the decision was made. So I don't know what was going on in his mind. Absolute disgrace from all sides on this. I think it's a joke.
Yep.
But did you vent enough, Christian?
Yeah, I'm kind of ready to get past the situation now. I'm sure many people would feel that way. I just keep hearing so much about it on X. Too much. It's too much. I'm trying to get by it. Liverpool plays tomorrow. I'm just ready for that and just kind of getting past the situation. Hopefully they figure it out though. But I mean, you're right. They needed to get that right even after 5-10 seconds of it being restarted. You could just step back in, blow your whistle and say, okay, I made a mistake. I get the vibe that they just kept going with it because making it accepting that you made the mistake live on national TV. I mean, it's an embarrassment, but this is even more of an embarrassment. So
yeah,
I mean,
at least get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't get it.
But I get it at that moment, it would have been an embarrassment. But if you just released the audio afterwards that proved this was the decision anyways, like, it wouldn't be a big deal. He'd be applauded for stepping back in. I don't get it at all. It doesn't make any sense. But I think it's enough Liverpool. I think it's time to talk about a real league like Serie A. And let's talk about Victor Osimhen. Guys, what is Napoli's social media manager doing?
He better not still have a job. I'll tell you that.
I hope they are gone.
Hopefully.
Talk about jokes, disgrace to sport. Bag it, Napoli social media manager. I mean, the quote Adam Shine. Love Adam Shine.
Me and Andrew. Yes.
But why would you even upload video footage of your guy missing a penalty in the first place?
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, even the video doesn't, like, the visual doesn't make sense. The audio doesn't make sense. Step in. I'm perplexed.
I mean, there's been so much talk about the racism problems within soccer in Italy in recent years.
Absolutely.
Spain.
And then you see stuff like this. And then it makes you go, wait, what? Like, again, forget the fact. I mean, again, the fact that it's offensive and it's offensive to someone who's who's black, like Victor Osimhen and stuff like that, because of the connotations in those videos, like the monkey noises and the whole coconut thing, and all these things. It's just like, what the hell? I mean, it's like, why would you try and alienate your best player?
Exactly.
Who's being rumored with other clubs? But you push it. I mean, do you not want him there? I mean, that's one hell of a way to push a guy out of the door. It's not. I'm not. It's not right, but just it's one way to do it. But at the same time, it just makes no sense. And this guy, for the most part, has been very loyal to your club. Has spoken a lot about how much he loves playing for Napoli.
Yeah.
How much he loves the people and he loves the club. And he loves representing the Shield. And you do this? I just don't really get it. It makes absolutely zero sense. Like, it's hard to explain. I mean, you run out of words because it's just like I've never seen this before, ever. I think I've ever seen a team try and make fun of one of their own guys.
Did
any
you
sport.
Did you guys see Napoli's statement afterwards?
No.
I may have saw it in passing, but I don't know what it actually entailed.
I'm gonna read part of it. Actually, let me pull up the full statement. So I have a part of it here. Here, okay. Napoli said, and I quote, if Victor was in any way offended, this was not at all in the club's intentions.
That's what it was, yeah.
Then what was the intent? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to do
that's all they said. Is that all they said?
That was the end of the statement, right? It was.
That was the end. That was the end. There was some stuff. There was some verbiage before, but that was the end of it. And
it just doesn't make sense. Like Jacob said, why are you alienating? Why are you going after a player with a TikTok trend, who happens to be your most important player? It just doesn't make any sense. That was like days after the whole thing with Rudy Garcia, the new manager. Yeah, he pulled him off early, and then they went through the whole media stuff and just kind of said they're both passionate about it, and it is what it is. But I mean, it's been a mess at Napoli since they won the league. I mean, I just think they've been really inconsistent on the field, and then you add this into the mix. I mean, I don't see how they can get back to this situation with Osimhen. I think that you just have done so much damage with your relationship with your best player that if he doesn't leave in January, he's going to leave next summer. I mean, how do you fix this as a club when you do this? I just think it's an embarrassment on all fronts.
I have the full statement right here. It's not that long, so I'll read it if you guys don't mind.
Please do.
Now, this was in Italian, so I had to Google translate it to English, so it might not be reliable, but it reads okay, so I would trust this. In order to avoid any exploitation on the topic, Napoli specifies that it never intended to offend or make fun of Victor Osimhen, the club's technical asset. To demonstrate this, during the summer training camp, the club firmly rejected every offer received for the attacker's transfer abroad. It represents a fact of common experience that on social media, in particular on TikTok, expressive language has always been created with lightness and creativity, without having had, in the case involving Osimhen, any intention of mockery or derision.
Oh,
However-
common. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Actually, this part's just the what I read earlier. If Victor was in any way offended, this was not at all in the club's intentions.
Common experience. What does that mean? No, I'm serious. What does that
makes
mean?
no sense.
Common experience. You just portray one of your best players who's black with monkey noises.
Yeah, everyone's racist on TikTok, Jacob.
No.
That's what Napoli's telling me. I don't know.
I mean, but again, lighthearted. He missed the penalty.
What's
it's not-
lighthearted
it's not like-
about
it's not-
that?
Yeah,
It's not even good for the club.
Do your fans
what is
even
what
want to
is the
see that?
intention? Like, I don't even know what other intention there could possibly be that spins this positively for them.
Yeah, because it started with him complaining and ended with him like missing a penalty. There's no positive portrayal. I mean, unless I'm missing something, I don't know. Maybe in Italian,
You're not.
maybe in Italian, it's like it's good to be negative. I mean, I
Give
don't
me
know.
penalty, please.
I mean, what a joke.
So
I mean,
dumb.
Like, come on. Like, is that all you have to defend your best player? Like, at least I thought they would have said something along the lines of like, oh, like we apologize, or like
we
did
were
not-
misguided. You know.
Yeah, I don't even know if like all you gotta like apologize for that straight up, but also just like this was inappropriate. Like, just acknowledge that it was wrong, and that statement itself didn't really do that. And I don't know what this creative and whatever the hell else it said. That's just a bunch of nonsense. That's kind of walking around the actual issue at hand. So I mean, if I were Victor Osimhen and I saw that, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, why am I even here?
Pack your bags.
Defend me, like, yeah. like what? Like, this is clearly like racist and a bunch of other things, but I'm like, am I really wanted here? Do people like really appreciate me for who I am and like for like just being black? Like, seriously, like that's like, I'm obviously a soccer player and all that, but like making this all these like monkey noise and stuff like that, it's just
Oh
like,
my God.
It's just
so
like
offensive.
it is so tone deaf. I mean,
Exactly.
Yep.
That's the word I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Yeah, that's exactly how I put it.
Europe just needs better PR people all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
the Premier
Right.
League officials need better PR. Napoli. I mean, come on,
the royal family.
Xavi needs better PR. I mean, come on now, give me a break.
Xavi needs
family.
better
Yeah,
God, you hate him so much.
I mean,
He can win the Liga for 10 years in a row, and you still say he's a bad manager.
Oh, because he'll keep saying that I don't know.
It's rigged. It's like Jurgen Klopp.
It's rigged, and Gavi will be part of my plans in the future, 10 years from now.
Yeah, same with Frankie De Jong.
And Frankie De Jong, and yeah. I don't want to hear any more of Xavi. I've had enough. Talk about people who need to bag it, even though he's a decent manager. Sure.
I think he's better than decent.
Yeah, he's decent.
Better than decent.
He might have revived Barca, but it's okay.
Might have.
Somewhat.
That's enough from Napoli. Yay, we're done. We're done. Let's go back to a lighthearted topic like Jadon Sancho and Manchester United.
What a
Right?
joke.
Mess.
Oh, this is I think this episode is just the joke episode. Every topic so far, we have said what a joke.
Not all.
Controversy. And
Not all-
then
not
yeah,
all
literally
topics are
like
jokes.
what is going on?
Not all topics. I'm just saying so far, every topic we've brought up, we've said what a joke. Jadon Sancho. Sky Sport reported yesterday that Jadon Sancho is talking of Borussia Dortmund for a potential winter move, which is interesting to say the least.
Good for him.
It would be a loan for the rest of the season, but I mean, I don't know. Manchester United. I mean, we've talked about this the past few weeks. We're not doing we're recording this on October 4th, which is match day 2. Well, the middle of match day 2 for the Champions League. We'll do a full recap of all the matches next week. But Man U did play yesterday, and I don't want to say we told you so,
You sure
But-
as hell did.
but
Yeah,
we told
you
you
did.
so. Galatasaray beat Manchester United 3-2.
Disaster.
Talk about a mess.
Yes, a hot
Yeah.
mess.
Eric Ten Hag, I think he's in danger of getting sacked, which I never thought I would say this
No.
early into the season, but I think he's surely in danger. He's lost total control in the program. Where's Marcus Rashford? Where is he? I don't see him anywhere.
He's
Yes.
there.
He's there, but I don't see him.
But I don't know what he's
Somehow.
supposed to do. I don't
I-
think
I-
his because again
if-
last year Rashford had the best year of his career under Ten Hag. So I don't think that this is Ten Hag's
It's-
fault.
I don't
just
know.
don't think Rashford's that. Rashford has never ever put 2 good years back to back,
Yeah.
No,
and
that's true.
that's with like
That's true.
how many different managers?
When do we
We're
start
gonna blame all
actually?
his form on the manager? I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to
I'm
put
sorry,
some-
I'm tired of doing that.
Yep.
I just
I-
am. I'm not saying that I don't disagree with you that Ten Hag I think has lost it a bit, but you know, Christian, you had something to say. You go first.
Yeah, just going off what you just mentioned, Jacob. I don't know if you guys saw the highlights, but there was one chance in the second half where Rashford got down the right wing. It was a 1v1, and then you see Bruno, who's making a long run from midfield, and instead of being a confident winger / forward, he could have put it in the back of the net, or at least put a shot on target. Instead, he puts the ball back to Bruno, and then the defender clears it. And I think that really emulates, or kind of really puts a bow onto everything that's going on right now at United. It's just no confidence. And to the credit of Højlund, who was maybe overpaid for by a lot of people's
He's played decent.
evaluations, he has
Been the
found
biggest
it.
bright spot by
Um,
far. That's if you want one thing to be happy about Man U, it's that,
Yeah.
and that is a big thing. As
Yeah.
bad as they've been, considering how big of a deal it was for them to try and find a real striker and stuff like that,
Well,
it's a
he's
big
been
deal.
pissed.
And I think we need to continue to discuss players like Casemiro, who've been way off the pace.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, I think it was Paul Scholes yesterday was mentioning it post game that he just feels like Rafael Varane's legs have kind of lost him a bit. He looks a little more sluggish. And again, this is just every player bar Højlund right now. I mean, I can't really think of anybody else that's performing well is struggling. Mason Mount's trying to get back into things after missing some time.
Anthony's been awful.
It's just a mess. And you're right. Eric Ten Hag's job is absolutely in danger now. He's lost the locker room where it just doesn't seem to I don't see a scenario where this gets really better. Like we see something like last season where they got off to a slow start and then they ended up getting a trophy and it just finished smoothly. But I just don't see where they come back. In terms of the Jadon Sancho situation, he should get out of there now. Whether you agree with him and he should have apologized to Ten Hag is a different story, but he hasn't performed well in the Premier League, even when he's gotten the opportunities. Yeah. I think going back to Germany, going back to the Bundesliga where he was lights out, maybe one of the best wingers in that league, would be the best thing for his career in club career and internationally, because he wants to get back into the England setup. That's his best shot, because Dortmund gives opportunities to players who may not get them elsewhere, and he thrived there. So I don't see why he wouldn't want to do that for his own career.
I don't know if Gareth Southgate is still the English manager. I don't know. Getting out of the Premier League might be a problem.
Well, he stinks. Everybody knows that. He thinks Harry Maguire. He thinks Harry Maguire is the first choice center back, which is
coming home.
No, but Jadon, in all honesty, Jadon Sancho should just look and see what Jude Bellingham's doing at Madrid. I'm not saying they're the same.
Oh,
player.
you want
way better.
Jude Bellingham's way better. It's not the point that he should can have success elsewhere.
But that's the point, exactly. So Dortmund would absolutely need Jadon. They need Jadon Sancho right now. He would be a big help for Dortmund. They need some midfield talent. So that would be a good reunion, I think, for them. But I'm shocked we didn't even mention this yet. It kind of blew over my head at first. This match happened at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You can't have this happen at Old Trafford, man.
What's weird is that I think that ever since Ten Hag took over, they've actually been like a lot better on the road. I don't think that they've lost like an away game in like a very long time or something like that. Or
Yeah.
they had like some unbeaten record. I don't know if it was at home and that got broken recently or
No, they had it at home. There was like
Yeah.
I can't remember how many games.
It's crazy
Yeah.
in their Premier League. They've either won or lost. They haven't had one draw the entire season,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
absurd to me. I mean, it's like it's a 0-sum game, and I guess my thoughts on this. This is my thing about the Sancho situation. I don't think Ten Hag was completely in the right to bash him in the way he did about how he's not performing in training. That's something to me that you handle in house. If you do that man to man behind closed doors, I have no problem with that whatsoever. And I think Sancho, again, also, I think two wrongs don't make a right. Again, Sancho to me I understand him being upset, but that is something you got to talk to him. You say that to his face in person behind closed doors, not on Twitter. I'm sorry, you don't do that. I just, because again, you got to think about what's best for your career. And don't forget, Ten Hag stuck his neck out for him last year when he said he was going through mental health stuff, and he said, he gave him time to be on his own. Don't forget that Sancho scored a huge goal against Liverpool last year, which was one of the games that sort of got them on the roll. I mean, again, we know Ten Hag is ruthless. We know that he's very disciplinarian, and it worked last year. It sort of, for some reason, hasn't worked this year. I think that the new signings just aren't gelling. We think Onana has all the intangibles, but he has not gotten the goalkeeping part right. He just hasn't. And again, it makes you wonder. They were so quick to get De Gea out of there. I mean, it makes you wonder why in certain instances. And like Amrabat is the guy that they've wanted forever, but I think that they wish that they got him in earlier and not so late in the window.
Yeah.
And I just think that the players that I think that they've given him autonomy, but I think that his guys that he's brought in just haven't meshed. Lissandro Martinez, I mean, he's very aggressive, but he doesn't. I don't know how good of a defender he is. He may be better he may be better as a holding midfielder because of his lack of height. Tyrell Malacia, I guess he's hurt. I mean, they had to bring in Reguilon for some reason, but all of a sudden
also was hurt too, I think.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, so then they have Amrabat who says he will really play any position, even goalkeeper if he has to. He's got a great attitude. I'll give him that. But again, it's just something's missing. I don't exactly know what it is, because I watched the game against Crystal Palace. The goal that they gave up was bad set piece defending, but it wasn't like Onana's fault. It was an insane strike. It was impossible to save. Yeah. And then the rest of the game, they just couldn't break through. Why, I don't know. They just keep missing something. And the thing is, last year, again, they won a lot of games like 1-0. It wasn't like they were like, this team that was blowing everyone out, winning, like playing like this beautiful attacking football. They never did that last year. It's just, but I don't know what it is. Something's missing. But the thing is, I think that they're not going to be, I think it's going to have to be really, really bad for him to get fired, because I think they're tired of just getting rid of managers. I think that they're sick of it. I don't think that they just want to keep getting rid of every manager and just blaming it on them. I think that at some point they have to look at the players that they have and the guys they've invested a lot of money in and think about, are we getting enough bang for our buck? Again, we've talked at Rashford ad nauseum. What is he? He could be this. He could be that. I don't know what. I don't know. I've talked about this before. I talked about my first episode. I don't know what he is. Is he an elite player? I think he is at times. And there are also times where he's a ghost. He is literally nothing. And, Anthony Sancho, all these guys just have not played up to their money. And, something's got to change.
Jacob, I like your point about Man U not wanting to sack Ten Hag because, how many managers they've fired since Sir Alex. But here's the problem now. Who would want to come into this situation?
That too. I didn't even bring that up. Who wants to manage this team?
And who's
no. I'm not talking managing. I'm talking player wise.
Oh,
I get the history of Man U, but if the player looks deeper and sees all these problems with Ten Hag in charge, if this keeps going into the winter window, I don't know if this is going to be fixed anytime soon.
They've lost a lot of their luster, to be frank.
Absolutely. So All right, guys. Sorry, the conversation got interrupted by the emergency alert system. We're recording this on Wednesday, October 4th, as I said before, and across the U.S., all TVs, radios, and phones just gave a loud ring. So literally all our phones went off during this recording. So you guys don't have to hear that, but I know you guys want to hear Jacob continue his point. So let's do that, Jacob.
Thank you,
Go
Andrew. As I was saying, I think with Man United, again, we keep talking about Ten Hag and this, Ten Hag that, and getting rid of the manager. One, who would want this job? Okay, they got Ten Hag from Ajax. It wasn't like he was available. Like, this was a guy that they heavily recruited and they thought would be their saving grace, all that jazz. But of available guys, I don't think Zidane's going to fix this team. I don't. I'm not trying to. I just don't. I don't see it, and I'm trying to think if else be available. I mean, who are you going to hire? Graham Potter?
Once Thomas Tuchel gets sacked from Bayern.
Oh, they don't want to do that. They do not. Trust me. Believe me, as someone that had to endure the Tuchel experience, it's great in the beginning. It's great in the beginning.
It got you a trophy,
and I'll forever be grateful for that. That was one of the best days of my soccer fandom ever.
Oh, Harry Kane, so nice to meet you.
Pep also lost that final, but that's another story for another day with his awful team selection. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, just again, I guess in closing, the thing, United, something has to change soon. I think this thing with the owners looming has been a problem for a while now.
Yes,
that we have not talked about. That's been a massive problem because there's so much uncertainty. Are the owners going to sell? The Glazers going to sell the team? Are they not going to sell the team?
They should.
Who's going to buy the team? The fans have been begging for them to have the team sold forever.
Yep.
Something has to change. That's as simple as that.
Ownership, definitely.
Time for the Saudis to come in.
Yeah, then United can have all the money in the world and spend on whoever they want and a new ownership. I mean, look how that's worked out for Newcastle. Actually,
pretty good.
Oh yeah. So, that was, I was literally gonna say ownership has to change. I mean, just the entire team, just top to bottom, just blow it all up. You know what? just end it all. It's fine. You can just start over, start from scratch, build a team up with the Saudi money. But
the Saudis will come in and Ronaldo will come back.
What a
third time, yeah.
Great return.
Q coming home by.
Oh man, no, but I don't know. It's just as Jacob said, fans have been begging for the Glazers to sell the club, and it's about time that they do it. But it doesn't help if it's mid-season either. So they should have figured that out this past summer, really.
Yeah,
they should have had that all done, but they didn't. So they're in this mess. But I feel like they have to stick with Ten Hag for at least till December. But I mean, unless
that's the tipping point. Yep.
I think you have to see if they can get through the group in the Champions League and where they stand.
They will.
By the turn of the year.
I think their best shot now is like Europa League for them. I don't know.
I mean, they do well in like the FA Cup or like the domestic cup. I think that will definitely help them.
Do we think the Champions League is a complete it's over now? I mean,
well, I'll tell you what, they're not going to beat Galatasaray in Turkey now.
I was about to say that.
You think they could get a result? Could they get a point there?
No, not in Turkey. Not in Turkey. If you
can't
beat them at Old Trafford, you're not beating them in Turkey.
Yeah, but they've been good away. They've had.
They're going to have to take 6 points off of the other team is Copenhagen.
Which
we saw yesterday.
Would I be surprised if they lost? No, but I think they're obviously capable of beating a team like that, even if.
We're recording this a day after, but Copenhagen played Bayern really well, which was very impressive. So I don't think it's a certainty that United could go there, get 3 points, but they will have to get 6 points off Copenhagen to have any shot, because Galatasaray looks like a team that if you make mistakes, they will punish you, which was on
exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Zaha
and Icardi, who had a terrible penalty, by the way.
Yes, that was atrocious. I would have scored that. I love just inserting myself into the player situations as if I would score every single thing.
Defender Ricardo.
Hey, I scored in 50% of the games that I actually played forward, so
Hey,
Wow,
wow,
that's
Yeah.
a pretty good rate.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Thanks.
You'd be if Chelsea, you'd be amazing at Chelsea with that rate.
Allegri would still
watching
Allegri would still play you at wing back though. So
No, it probably would. Yeah. I mean, play me anywhere. I'll be Amrabat.
all right. I think we touched on Man U pretty well. So let's move on. In our schedule for the show, this was supposed to be Jacob's rant. I'm gonna move that down.
It's not a rant. This is
Hey,
happy.
it's not a
This
rant
is-
today.
Good tease. Well, I think first we should do the World Cup news that just came
Yeah.
out before we go on to Jacob, because Jacob, star of the show
Terrible.
here.
I mean, you
You got
teased
me-
me. You
gotta
just
get-
you teased me real hard there, pal. I mean, come on. I was all ready to go.
Whoa, that's
I mean, excuse me.
oh, damn. What's up, Jacob? Something you want to tell me? Like, damn. Like what? Like how? Okay. Let's talk about the 2030 World Cup.
Blue balls them. All right. Anyway, besides
Yeah. Let's move away from that.
that.
Jacob's all for those listening on the audio version. Jacob's all blushed now. He's like the flushed emoji on the iPhone.
That's a funny word to use.
But the 2030 World Cup, I know what a transition, is the 100th anniversary of the FIFA World Cup. And today, FIFA announced, inexplicably or, deservingly so, that the World Cup will have 6 host nations. Now, still technically 3. It's still technically Spain, Portugal, Morocco. But the first matches for Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay will be played in their home countries. It's been met with some disdain from a lot of fans. However, I think it's feasible if you do it in a certain way.
What is that way?
You have to have these 3 matches be played. I said 2 weeks before, at least a week before the official start to the World Cup.
That's such a disadvantage for other teams, though. It's like they get more rest, and then what? Their next.
How much time do teams typically get in between their first and second group game? Because it has to be like what?
It's like 3 days.
3 or 4 days, just one of those.
Right. That's a perfect point, Ricardo. Because I mean, if you give them a week, and I understand the travel, you have to give them a certain amount of time. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there's too many holes to jump through.
Yeah, but if the problem is they already announced this. You got to do it. So this is the best.
Doesn't make it
way they
right.
can do it. It's
Doesn't
the
make it
best
right.
way it's the best way they could do it. So
I think it is, but all right.
do I agree with it? No. I think it's pretty dumb, especially considering they want to play this in the typical summer months as well. So if you want to do this, you might have to turn around 2 weeks or a week after the Champions League final, which is insane to say. I don't agree with that, but the only way that it could be done is if they have these 3 matches at least a week before the World Cup officially starts in Spain.
It's not happening. That should not happen that way. But it's just so dumb. Like, you think about the time differences too. It's like you have to if at least if it's one nation, you get I don't know how much time you get before when you get there, you at least get to adjust, to the time
Right.
difference, and get over all that jet lag and all that other stuff. But with this, it's like, whoa. What the hell? You're going on 2 different time zones, 2 parts of the world. Why? There's no point of I understand Uruguay, that was where it was held, the very first one, but to have it also in Europe, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, that's absurd.
If anything, maybe just have it in South America. Just make it like that.
Yes.
That
I mean, they're gonna have to fly. I mean, you have to go do all this flying between games. I mean,
exactly. That's the thing. I'm like, well, yeah, you got to travel. Crazy amounts.
I mean, we all know the reason why they can't have it in South America is because financial issues going on, especially in Argentina right now. They're going through a mess. There's even there's even a candidate who's talking about implementing the U.S. dollar as the official currency because of how messy it is down there. But point is, FIFA can't hold the World Cup in Saudi or the U.S. every 4 years, so they're like, okay, safe route: Spain,
or
Portugal,
Russia.
Morocco.
Do it in France. I don't know.
Morocco's close enough to Spain and Portugal, so I get that. But them advertising it as the first World Cup in 3 continents makes it sound insane. But
it
like,
is.
But when you actually put it, yeah.
But if you put it in perspective, Morocco's really close to Spain and Portugal. So really, 2 continents isn't a big deal. But when you add Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina to the mix, it's fishy. I don't like that. I think it's a nice gesture. Sure, I think FIFA had the right idea, but there had to be a better way to execute this. Maybe hold a friendly, like an official FIFA sponsored friendly before, like during like one of the international breaks before the World Cup to celebrate 100 years. I would be down for that. But I don't know about having official World Cup matches these 3 nations.
It just seems like a big mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a huge mess. I mean, all it's going to be such a hassle. I mean, who knows how fit everyone's going to be? The guys come out sluggish in games. The games may not be as good because of all this travel that they have to do and not having the adequate amount of time. This isn't conducive to making the World Cup better. It's just not.
And the fact that there'll probably be 72 or however many 64 teams, whatever it is, that they probably expand it. I don't know.
Oh, please don't expand. I mean, enough.
I think it's going to, right?
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's 48.
I don't like the expansion of it either.
As long as Israel gets in, that's the only good part of the extension for me. That'd be nice. No.
Fair enough.
Low representation.
That's for your favorite Maccabi Tel Aviv player.
Yeah, I couldn't name one.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Don't you know what would be shining? The backup goalkeeper for Bayern Munich. The guy that they signed, he's an Israeli. Peretz, what's his name?
Oh,
the goalie that they signed. I forgot his damn name.
I know you're talking
about. From Israel. That's like when you that Tuchel's going to destroy.
Daniel Peretz. Is that
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
They signed him. 23-year-old. He's made 1 appearance so far.
Yeah, Tuchel's going to destroy him, but that's okay. That guy's going to lead the line. Or not lead the line, but he's going to have the armband on. But anyway, I'm getting off track.
Hold on. My thing was like, okay, well, what if FIFA did the final in Uruguay? I don't know, something like that.
They should.
Like that would be better.
That's a better alternative. Yeah.
I don't know how else you'd do it because if you do the first whatever opening matches.
That actually, Ricardo, there is a problem with that. They want Uruguay to be playing in Uruguay. That's the thing.
Okay.
So I mean, sense. It sounds better like just listening to it first, but they wouldn't want a FIFA World Cup final in Uruguay in its current state right now, I think. I think that's why they went this route, but
so stupid.
I mean, do you want the FIFA World Cup final in Paraguay? I mean, I don't know. Probably. I don't know if that's not totally feasible, but this is the best they could do, I guess they thought, with that situation to fit this in. I still think, like I said before, it would be much better if they just did a friendly tournament in those 3 nations, like maybe like during like the January international break or something. I don't know, or something small. But
sorry, just to quickly mention, I feel like a lot of teams play tune-up games ahead of the World Cup. You could do that. I mean, obviously, there's not
exactly
any significance to that, but I mean, you could have those three nations play, some of their tune-up games ahead of the World Cup there to celebrate the 100 years. That's probably the best solution.
Here's the problem with that though. Tune-up games are usually played like near the host countries for the World Cup. So like you're dealing with the same problem where like
there's always an issue.
At that point, make it official matches and have it a week before, which is what I'm saying. But like it's what a joke. I'm gonna continue the trend. What a joke. But you know who hasn't been a joke the past week?
Everybody sit back.
I'm gonna grab my popcorn.
Thank you, Tio.
Listen to this.
Nice.
Jacob, you have the floor.
Oh, Andrew, thank you so much. I mean, two wins in the span of a week. I mean, am I dreaming here? Oh my God, I didn't know this was possible in the Todd Bowley era. I didn't know. I mean, they haven't won back-to-back games probably since like Graham Potter first took over. But again, that was a long time ago. Even though it wasn't, it feels like 10 years ago at this point. But again, they got the result against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. You could shake your head all you want. They won the damn game. I don't care. I don't care if the Zerbi benched half the team. I don't give a damn. I don't. I know that Matoma played.
It's fake. Evan Ferguson's hurt. It's fake.
Don't care. Don't care. You know players on my team are friggin' hurt.
I don't care.
Yeah, no. a lot, pal. A lot. To be frank, But again, they got the win at Brighton. Nicholas Jackson finally scored another goal. I mean, it took him long enough. Should have had 3. One of them was called off for a stupid offside. Was not offside. It was a horrific call. And one of them he missed that he should have made. But you know what? I'm not going to complain because if my team can win, I will sure as heck take it. I'm not in the mood for I don't have the ability to get mad if my team wins 1-0 because that's how bad they've been. So I got to take what I can get. But then the best was on Monday afternoon. I don't know what time it was in London. 5-hour time difference. I don't want to do the math. But 2 goals in the span of 2 minutes by Mykhailo Mudryk, who finally, it's been 24 long games. The great John Champion, who was on the call, captured it perfectly of what he said about it's been 10 long months. And you could see just the relief in Mykhailo Mudryk's face when he scored that goal as half the team was around him. You could see Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo just giving these big hugs to each other. I mean, the joy. I haven't seen that kind of joy from my team in a very long time. And yes, I got a bit choked up. I have to admit it. Because it's been a long 10 months for Mykhailo Mudryk.
What a joke.
Let me have my moment. Come on, give me a break. And then, thanks to Tim Ream, U.S. international, who gave a nice assist to Armando Broja on that second goal. Thank you, Tim. USA forever. And again, Armando Broja, who is battling this big injury. I don't know if it was ACL or something like that. He was out for almost the entire year. He's finally back. He got to start because he had to, but he should have been starting anyway. Which I'll get into in a second. And again, they won 2-0. It wasn't the best performance ever. They should have won 3-0, maybe 4-0. They played really well throughout the game. It sucked that Mudryk, I think, got hurt. I hope it's nothing serious. And Broja also got a bit nicked up. I'm praying that it is nothing serious because I want them playing this weekend when they play Burnley, who, again, another must-win game because Chelsea has a gauntlet. I mean, it's annoying because they gave them the soft schedule, which they didn't take advantage of. And now they got to play Brighton, City, Newcastle, Arsenal. I mean, all at once. I mean, come on. I mean, that's not fair. I mean, hasn't my team been through enough?
I mean, they did that to Newcastle, right at the start of the season.
Yeah, but they're good.
Are they?
They're better than my team.
We're going to see in about 20 minutes.
Exactly.
I believe in Newcastle. I'll put it that way. Maybe not PSG, but that's another. I believe in them to be good in the Premier League still. And again, with Chelsea, I mean, it's been a long time since they've won a game 2-0. I mean, yes, beating Luton Town almost doesn't even count. I hate to say it. I mean, it's playing like a Mickey Mouse team for crying out loud.
Everton doesn't know how to beat them.
Well, Everton stinks. But don't worry, they'll beat us. I know that they'll definitely beat us like 1-0 as I say that. But again, and I'll say this again, Broja's better than Nicholas Jackson. This isn't a hot take. This isn't, some scorched earth theory. It's the truth. I'm sorry, it's the truth. What he does, he puts himself in positions to score goals. He may not be the greatest finisher, but at least he gets there. He knows how to put himself in the box, hold up the ball a little bit, find himself, get open in positions in the box to score. Now, he needs a lot of work, but at least he can do that. Jackson doesn't really do that. He gets lost with the ball a lot. He can't hold it. He's always like, he keeps getting yellow cards, which is a friggin' joke for a striker. I don't want my striker collecting yellow cards. I mean, that's a defender's job. No. And again, I am not saying that this team's back. I'm not saying that they figured it all out. I am not delirious. I will not let that happen. But it was nice to see my team win 2 games in a week, especially the game where they had a clean sheet. Again, Levi Colwell, he's playing left back. Chilwell's hurt.
Miss him.
Looks good. I don't know if I love him playing left back, but I wouldn't mind it temporarily. But he's been solid. I think the back line is the thing that I'm the least worried about. Again, Chelsea haven't given up a lot of goals. Their back line has actually been good. They haven't really gotten killed. They've been bad, but they've lost a lot of games like 1-0. They just can't score. It's not like that they're getting dominated every week. I think their probably worst game was the West Ham game where they gave up 3 goals, and one of them was because that degenerate, Pakata, whatever this stupid name is, that big whining baby, who should be him and Ivan Toney must be 2 peas in the pod. I'll say that.
Hey, you might have Ivan Toney.
Good, I want him. Not for 75 million, but I'd take him. I would. I'll take all the help we can get.
Gareth Southgate would pay 200 million for Ivan Toney's services.
Gareth Southgate's a moron. Everyone knows that. But again, it was nice to see Chelsea win. It just felt good to not have to rant about my team. It just felt good. And I'm not used to Chelsea making me feel good in the last year. So it's a nice change of pace. And hopefully, they can start to, maybe instead, how about lose 2-1 instead of 1-0 all the time? Again, that would be bad for the defense, but can you score? Can you give me a goal a game, please? No more shutouts. Especially against bad teams. That is against Bournemouth. Again, this is what I want. If they play City, this is what my goal for all these teams that they have to play in the Big Six. Just don't get embarrassed. That's all I want. Just hang around, please. Just don't get embarrassed. If you could beat Arsenal, that'd be great. Right for my birthday too. That'd be really nice. If nothing. This is what I want with the Arsenal game. I want Kai Havertz to take a penalty and miss. That's what I want.
Oh, he made one.
Yeah, took him long enough to score a friggin' goal. That guy. Don't get me started on Kai Havertz. Arsenal. Thank you so much for taking him. How about this? We gave you Havertz? How about since you don't want Ramsdale anymore, you give him to us? What do you think? And we'll give you Robert Sanchez. Who says no? And I also think that Robert Sanchez, that Brighton game, I almost thought he was still playing for friggin' Brighton. He kept giving them the damn ball, but luckily he hung in there. I'm like, Robert, you're not playing for Brighton anymore. It's not that shade of blue. Come on. Remember, De Zerbi didn't like you. It's time to have revenge. But, I'm getting off on a tangent. But again, in summation, it was nice for Chelsea to win 2 games in a row. Felt good.
Proud of you. Very, very proud of you.
Didn't mean that at all. There was
Wiping the tears away.
The most sarcastic happy boy I've ever heard.
Look at that grin. Happy. Look at that grin on Andrew's face.
What can you do?
Poker face.
What can you do? I just know that last Tuesday or whatever it didn't happen.
The Paramount Cup is mine.
Yeah. Well. All right. I think it's time to talk about more important things, like instead of Chelsea. Sorry, I'm looking at something else that's more important than Chelsea as well. But
Excuse me.
we got a new segment.
Credit to Ricardo for this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
Ricardo,
out. Shout out to Ricardo.
content creator Ricardo Martinez Baz. Quickfire questions. Ricardo, since you created this, explain.
What, hold on, I just lost the document. That was my idea and I forgot it. Oh, I've blown it, guys. So basically, I don't know. I was just randomly spewing out ideas. And I was like, hey, what if we just touched on certain topics quickly? And I'm just like, all right, we'll do that for the end. So I still don't have this damn thing out. So Andrew, if you want to read them.
Well,
because I lost them.
I would be happy to read them. So the two quickfire questions we have this week. Actually, well, we'll go through them one at a time. We'll answer them one at a time. Our first one, we have two this week. Our first one, most questionable signings in our history. It could be favorite for your favorite club, just could be in general. Who wants to start this off?
I think we need to leave Jacob last so he can.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Jacob will
I-
rant. This will be Jacob's real rant of the week. The whole thing before was a facade. This is really Jacob's
The
rant. of
teaser,
the week.
folks. That's
coming up.
that's how you do it.
Hey, right off the bat, I'll tell you something. How about Antoine Griezmann to Barcelona a few years ago? How about that? That
I thought he was LeBron. Remember that?
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
the
God.
he's the real LeBron James of soccer. What's Christian Pulisic doing?
Oh,
No, Antoine Griezmann.
Don't say that.
120 million euro transfer fee from Atletico to Barca just to come back to Atletico a few years later because Barca's awful money situation. But what a nightmare. He was dropped for my star boy Ansu Fati.
I think there's a worse Barcelona one that comes to mind, and not as recent, but that
I was going recent.
more near and dear to
I
Christian.
think
Yeah,
we wanted to
Wait,
like
what is
go
it?
through like in our
Coutinho.
time, but
Yeah.
I mean another one that jumps here. We'll go around. I have another one, but
I have another one for you.
Keep rolling.
Andrew, were you gonna say Eden Hazard?
I was definitely gonna say Eden Hazard. I'm sorry, Jacob,
See, here's the thing with that.
but I understood it.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say, that
understood
was
it.
one that you could understand because at the
Yeah.
time he was playing really, really well for
Yeah.
Chelsea. But I'm gonna bash him here because I mean he kind of ruined himself. I know, Jacob, you were saying that Raul ruined him.
You're not wrong. It's called living in denial. Go on. Please.
So I mean, for how much did we pay for him? It was like
100.
100. Yeah. So
80. Yeah.
No, it was
And
100.
he's-
It was
he
he
100.
scored what 6 goals in how many in 4 seasons with us,
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
injured. He played half the games, I think, not even. And I remember seeing this like what was it 2 weeks ago or whenever. Yeah, it was when Jude had 6 goals. Jude Bellingham had 6 goals, and there is the stat. It was like Eden Hazard had 6 goals like 4 seasons. So like, I'm like that's how bad he was, and that's just. I mean, I just remember him showing up overweight to preseason, and I'm like, all right, well, that's not a good look. I don't know what he was eating, too much paella or whatever the hell else they eat in Spain, but yeah, and it obviously caught up to him because he wasn't in shape. He got injured all the time, and then it just spiraled. And I do feel a bit bad. It was just, but looking at it now, I was like, that was such a waste of money. But at the time, it looked like a really good move.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that up in terms of maybe price tag just based off how much Real Madrid paid for him. But I think when we come to the last couple seasons for Liverpool, probably the two names that come to mind are Arthur last year, who basically never played. I know it was a loan, so there was no fee attached to it, but he has had such a unique run over the last couple of years where he's basically not played at all everywhere he's been. And And I think the other name to come to mind, a little more pricey, is Naby Keita, who came as the big signing, the midfielder that was going to change everything from Leipzig. And, when he played, he was fine. But the problem was he got injured about every month and a half. And then I think if you want to go even a little further for Liverpool, I mean, they've signed so many unique strikers who have looked good at other clubs and then just come to Liverpool and do not pan out. Andy Carroll, Mario Balotelli, Christian Benteke. I mean, there's so many names, before Klopp that they just struggled when they came there. So I think recently, though, the name has to be Naby Keita just based off how unavailable he was over his time at Liverpool.
Real quick before Jacob goes, just to add on to the Griezmann point, something I just remembered too. Don't forget that Atletico didn't just get 120 million for him. Remember, they got Luis Suarez in that too. Barca sold Luis Suarez to Atletico from that. Oh. They Atletico then won the La Liga title.
That's right.
True.
Yeah. And of course, like I said before, they got Griezmann back. But yeah, that's, I don't know. Really, you could go back to any Barcelona business, like
the guy that Jacob was going to mention,
decade, and like all nightmares. Anyways, it's time for Jacob.
Well, I think one for you, Andrew, which is very recent, would be for Brighton would be João Pedro.
My guy, João Pedro.
Stinks.
Nah,
no.
Has he been that bad?
He's okay. He's a backup. He was backup
awful.
Striker.
He was
Come
awful
on.
in that Carabao Cup game. It was his time
to
shine.
He's a backup.
Not a good backup.
Kai Havertz is backup too.
You only watched one game of João Pedro.
I'm not impressed.
I'm sure you'd want him.
No, I'm good.
He's just warming up the seat.
Jacob's content with the striker situation. Wow.
I didn't say that, but I don't want that. You think he's gonna make it better?
Just wait until you see Evan Ferguson.
Subtraction.
My guy, Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, he's not gonna be there much longer. I'll promise you that.
Yeah. He'll be there long enough to beat Chelsea 9-0.
You're not beating us 9-0.
Hat trick.
Our defense is not that bad. You're not beating us 9-0.
No, I'm sorry, 9-1.
3-0.
Brighton, whenever Brighton blows out someone, they always have to give up a goal.
Yeah.
But anyways, go on, Jake.
I'll give you a few off the top of my head.
Any striker.
Fernando Torres, just not good enough. I understand that was complicated and he had his moments, but just he was not as good as he was at Liverpool, and he just didn't really live up to what he was supposed to be. And that was a huge deal at the time. That was like 55 million. That was a lot of money back then. Kai Havertz, I understand he scored in the Champions League final, but he has some of the worst finishing touch I've ever seen in my life. Was he played out of position? Maybe, but
Christian and Ricardo and I will see Kai Havertz live.
Yeah, I feel bad for your eyes.
That's right.
Timo Werner.
Yeah, we're gonna see them both live.
Timo Werner, another guy, again, supposed to be good, just not the striker that he was supposed to be. And Christian will defend him forever, saying,
I will
play on the left side. He's misguided. He didn't watch much Timo Werner as I did, I promise you that. Who else can I name? Just give me a minute.
List.
Lukaku to Chelsea.
Yeah.
The return of him.
Yeah, Lukaku, Morata.
How much does Lukaku make? Like he was making like 200,000 a week or something, right?
He said he's 90+ million. Like
yeah, no, but like his wage.
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't got a clue.
He was making like over 200K a week, I think.
Yeah, too much. I mean, Falcao just sucks.
That's true. I'm not. I do not like Radamel Falcao.
Let me think of a couple more just while we're at it.
Radamel.
Felipe Luis just did nothing when they signed him.
What a name!
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh,
that is the guy that was really good at Madrid.
He was.
Yeah, he's awful at Chelsea. They got rid of him in like a year. That he was the Cucurella before Cucurella. Oh, there's another one, Mark Cucurella.
I was gonna say, who's gonna say it?
God, who else can I say? Hakeem Ziyech.
How about
Yeah.
Kepa?
Yes, absolutely. has
He's
to
a
be up
Kepa
there.
defender, though.
His first year, he's really good. With
What was it,
sorry,
72 million?
Yeah, I was gonna say he wasn't worth that much.
no, but he wasn't awful. Well, he was his second year, but that's another story. And I actually thought he was pretty good last year. I stand by that. I really don't think he was that bad last year. No, I've said
by the way,
enough. I've said
sorry,
enough.
I'm thinking about all these Barca transfers in my head. I was just an eternal hater. Oh, Coutinho.
That's what I said about to Christian earlier. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was sorry. I wasn't
That's
listening
the
that
name.
much. I was thinking of my list. No.
Selling Messi. Sorry, letting him go for free.
Ibra the Barca. I mean, he was okay, but like that,
He hates
that was
Pep.
odd.
He hates Pep.
Yep. I mean, Harry Maguire,
He's good the first year.
Calvin Phillips, the City.
Calvin Phillips.
Nothing. Luka Jovic.
Oh my!
What a disaster that was.
I mean, if you want to even go smaller clubs in the Prem, Scamacca to West Ham.
Oh
We-
yeah.
We've got after one season, he's back in Italy. I mean, there's we can go on and on about this.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
that just don't work out.
Yeah.
Should we move to the next one?
Yeah.
I mean,
The final one.
oh, Paul Pogba,
Oh my!
the
that
king,
is-
the
yeah,
king
that's
of
a good
poor
one.
transfers.
I mean, there's a ton for United that we didn't even mention.
Yeah.
dude.
A lot.
Oh yeah.
Di Maria.
Welbeck.
Oh man. Oh dude.
He hated playing there.
Oh,
Falcao.
Ibra. Well,
Ibra was a
he
good
was
sign.
fine. Yeah.
He had he was there for 1 year and he was really good that 1 year.
Ronaldo.
They won the Europa League.
CR7.
CR7.
Sancho.
Here's a good
Anthony.
one. Alexis Sanchez.
Oh,
Horrific.
the Chilean wonder.
Awful.
Lindelof.
Oh my!
Like, he sucks.
Hey, big time player now for them. Now with all the injuries.
Yeah, but not because Ten Hag wants him to be.
And
Yeah.
That's yeah.
it's great. It's great to just think about this. It's just great. How about you could talk about? I mean, not just like worst purchases, but worst like sales as well. I mean, Chelsea. I mean, what are you doing? You had Kevin De Bruyne.
Salah.
You had Mo
Salah, yeah.
Salah. I know Jacob
Lukaku.
hates Salah.
I have reasons for that. We won't talk about that on this program.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Who else? I don't know if I'm ready to go there with Billy Gilmore yet.
No.
What's funny is the reason he actually went to Brighton was to play for Graham Potter, ironically enough.
Oh yeah.
That was really the
Then he
reason
got-
he went to Brighton. Oh God.
Got the
I don't
bag.
know. I'm not gonna say Nemanja Matic, even though I was very mad when they let him go to Man U.
He was good for Chelsea.
He was. I was very.
Yeah. He wasn't that. Yeah, he wasn't that great for United.
I mean, Courtois wanted to leave, so there was nothing we could do about that. You're welcome. You're so lucky.
Hey, he sucked his first year,
Yeah, that's true.
just like Onana. But
I mean, how have we not brought up Neymar to PSG? He was.
I mean, that is
he
a pretty
never
big
played.
that is a good one actually.
But when he did play, he was great.
He
Yeah,
never.
but he was
played,
always
though.
injured.
He was there for what, 5 years? He never played.
I don't know. I think they do that one over again if they would. I don't think. I mean, I think they do that again if they could. I'm sorry. No, I think Neymar gets a bad rap.
He should. No.
He was there. I'm sorry. 6 years, 112 appearances,
How many goals?
82.
I mean, what a
But he
bust.
barely played.
Yeah, but look what he did when he did play.
Somehow Brazil's all-time goal scorer, which is I don't know how. But...
He's very good internationally, and he's very good club level. He just never played. For PSG.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
yeah,
Next
that was
one.
fun.
Donnarumma.
Next question. We got more than one.
Favorite goals of all time.
I couldn't even give you one.
I'll give you one.
I have one that Christian's not going to be happy about. I think he knows where I'm going.
Mine won't offend anyone here. This was really what kickstarted my I guess my love for the beautiful game. And it's I'm about to tear up just thinking about it. My guy, James Rodriguez's golazo, 2014 World Cup.
Valid.
Oh my goodness. And then Ronaldo ruined him. He was out partying with Ronaldo, and Ronaldo ruined him.
The kid can't hang. What do you want to do?
Dude. Oh no, but oh god, that I was in my living room watching my mom, actually, because my mom watches all the Colombia matches during the World Cup, or at least she tries to, being a native Colombian herself. But that goal, I never thought a goal could be so pretty, because I was never a big soccer fan. I until like around that time, like 2013, 2014. And this was Colombia's first World Cup since like 98 that they were in.
Well, I didn't know that.
And of course the US was in it too, so I was rooting for the US, but I was rooting for Colombia too. And when he scored, who was it against?
Brazil.
Was it?
God,
who they were playing?
Was it not Uruguay?
I think
it was Uruguay. Yeah, no, it was Uruguay.
I remember him was red.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was definitely Uruguay. But took it off his chest, fucking slammed it to the back of the net from like 30 feet away. Don't know how the goalkeeper couldn't stop it. It was just too much pace. But that really kickstarted it for me. So that one's always on my mind. Is it the best goal I've ever seen? No, but it's a personal favorite. Best goal I've ever seen, I'd have to think about. There's been a lot of really good goals, but personal favorite.
All right. Can I go?
Yeah.
All right. First one, and this is a troll job, but it's not, because it's still one of the greatest goals I've ever seen, was Gareth Bale's bicycle kick in the Champions League final.
That's a good one.
I'll never forget watching it.
That's a good one.
Oh,
it was.
No. It was a great one.
Yeah.
Came on as a sub, instantly impacted the game because that fraud Zidane hated his guts.
Because all he did was golf.
The guy loves his golf.
Yeah, fine, but whatever.
But anyway, that goal is one of the greatest goals I have ever seen. It just is. I mean, how difficult it was, how perfect it was shot. I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, I remember me and my father, our jaws were like on the floor. I mean, it was like incredible. And that same year, we had Ronaldo's goal against Juventus. That was a bicycle kick. That was pretty incredible.
Both of them.
Wow.
Sorry. I'll give you some other ones. I'll say, I don't know why. There's this random Man U Crystal Palace game where Nemanja Matic scored this game-winning goal, and it was like a long shot, and it was like insane. You would have, like, for holding a field to score a goal like that was like incredible. So that's one. Eden Hazard, when he scored 2 goals against Tottenham to make sure they didn't win the league, that is like why I love Eden Hazard. Like, we are not letting Tottenham win the league. Chelsea were awful that year, but you know what we're not gonna do is like let Tottenham win the league, and they didn't, which is a great reminder to them that they are allergic to trophies. What else can I do? As much as I hate him, Kai Havertz's Champions League final goal, because it was the only one in the game and how significant it was. What else? I could say.
How about Pulisic in the Champions League?
Nah, none of those goals were that great. Sorry, they weren't. They were.
I just wanted to hear you bash Christian Pulisic.
Well, he's a big time whiner. Should play for Liverpool. Be perfect for Klopp. 2 babies. God, I feel like there's more that I'm forgetting. Robin van Persie's goal in the 2014 World Cup against Spain.
Oh,
with the
that
header.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was so nice.
That was
Yeah.
like insane.
Even though I
Jermaine Jones against Portugal.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, that's
that was
good.
another. That's another very good memory of mine.
Landon Donovan.
Oh well,
yeah.
Landon Donovan in the 2010 World Cup.
Yep, I was gonna
All
say.
timer. I mean, I didn't watch it live, but I love watching the call from Andres Cantor.
Yes.
Because Andres Cantor, his favorite player of all time is Messi, of course.
I see.
But Landon Donovan's a close second for him. He loves Landon Donovan. I don't, for whatever reason, he loves Landon Donovan. And he was tearing up when Landon Donovan scored that goal against Algeria. He was, oh my God. He was like, "El gran equipo." No, he said, "El gran jugador de los Estados Unidos."
It's like Ray Hudson with Messi.
But
or that Fox broadcaster.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I'd also put Aguero's goal to win the league.
Yep.
That's up there.
Oh, that was. I mean, that call forever will be one of the best.
Shout out Martin Tyler, the GOAT.
Aguero. I love that. I tear up hearing that, even though I hate City.
John Champion's call of Mikhailo Mudrik's first goal against Fulham. I'm kidding.
One I want to mention too is, I don't know if you remember this from the 2010 World Cup, Van Bronckhorst's goal for the Netherlands against Uruguay.
Yes, that was disgusting.
I've seen shots well driven from that distance very few times. I mean, that is one of the most like aesthetically pleasing, just let it rip from however far it was, and it just went straight into the net. I mean, that's probably one of the best goals I've watched as a fan. Just, I mean, neutrally for a World Cup game. That was awesome. I can't really think of other goals that really got me into the sport like that one.
Wow.
I'm telling you, he loves Messi. That's his number one. But number two for Andres Cantor is Landon Donovan. For whatever reason. Anyways.
All right.
Sorry.
I think that's a perfect way.
No, hold on.
Oh, he's got one more thing. All right.
I never even said mine. But
I think we missed him, because I stole 2 of his.
Yeah. One in there was one. It was a Man United goal. It was, I don't even remember what year this was, but I just remember being in this exact room watching. I think it was with my uncle. It was United City. It was Wayne Rooney's. I don't know if you guys remember
the bicycle kick.
And that's is that
2011?
When
I think
like
that was
this
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Like the and then
yeah.
I know.
That bicycle kick was. I think they won that game because of that. But that was one of the craziest goals I watched live. The other one has to be probably Sergio Ramos's equalizer against Atletico in the first 4 or 3. How many did they win in a row?
Jesus.
Oh, all right.
You're forgetting one.
You got it. You went along.
You're forgetting one, Ricardo. You're
Literally
forgetting one.
at the death. That was to send it to extra time, and then it just turned into a rout. But that goal was. I mean, he's my favorite player. So like, just watching that header, and it was against Courtois too. I don't know how we got that past his
Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, it was off a corner.
I appreciate the work he did in the Champions League final against Liverpool.
Well, that's a different.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Jacob.
And Ricardo, you're forgetting another great goal, Vinny Jr. UCL final.
That wasn't a good goal.
I'm gonna say that wasn't all that good. It was
but did it win you the Champions League?
Yeah, but
we've seen is we're not like you, Jacob. We have multiple Champions Leagues in our disposal.
No. We have 2.
Zidane against who was it in that final?
We have 2. Excuse me.
No. But I'm talking about from
your excuse.
What you've seen. What you've seen.
I've seen clips. I mean,
Yeah.
the other one was in 2012. I mean, it wasn't like an eternity ago.
I mean, you weren't a fan then. That's what I'm saying. Ricardo and I have seen multiple championships in our fandom.
I've seen Chelsea win the league twice, so
The most important championship.
I've seen them win a ton of trophies. I'm good. I've seen them win the FA Cup. I've seen them win.
But you need them to win the Carabao Cup. Okay,
That'd be
that's
nice.
a good way to end this
World Cup
podcast.
too?
What?
Didn't they win the Club World Cup too?
I think.
Yes.
Madrid, yes.
Yes.
Oh, Madrid. Did,
No,
yeah.
I was talking
Won,
about Chelsea. I thought
every
they won
time
it
they
too,
play
didn't
because
They won the Super Cup. Oh, no,
There
they
you go.
didn't win it. No, they lost the Super Cup.
Oh, no, never mind.
Wait, did they win the Super Cup?
Oh, that one? Yes, we beat you.
Oh God! Stupid Loftus Cheek missed a penalty.
Starring for Milan. Well, actually, now he's hurt.
Get used to
They're
it.
playing now.
Musa's starting over him.
What else is
They
new?
are
He's
actually
hurt. He's
playing
always
right
hurt.
now, yeah.
All right, end the podcast.
All
I'm
right,
trying
yeah,
to
we
watch
had
Champions League.
we got a study for next week. All right, y'all. No, it was a fun episode. I think we'll be better organized for the quickfire. I think.
So that's my fault,
As,
guys.
as we go,
No, it's
yes.
all good. It's all good.
Oh, it's
No,
all
no,
Ricardo's
no.
fault.
No.
I totally blanked on what they
Kidding.
were in the first place.
I'm glad we established that Andres Cantor's second favorite player is Landon Donovan. But iconic. Anyways, guys, great talking with y'all. We'll see y'all next week.